If you're a fan of SCP-3008 or like the SCP lore in general, you are genuinely in for a ride, buckaroos. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the Steam game The Store Is Now Closed, which is an SCP-3008 game that's currently in alpha. Now, as the game is still in development, I just want to say there are a lot of major changes that are definitely going to be added, and I'm going to make a review on it when it fully comes out. Now, for those who need an intro, howdy, Raid here, welcome back to an all-new video, and let me just say that for those who know me as a Roblox SCP YouTuber, y'all know that SCP-3008 really hits home for me. Now, some of you might be weirded out, I'm a Roblox SCP YouTuber, I'm kind of coming out of my safe space, but no, this game gives a lot of opportunity for fun, just for all types of players, so here I am, here's the review, and let me actually give you guys the story of how I came to do this. A few weeks ago, the developer of this game, Ziggy, actually DMs me and says, hi, I'm Ziggy, I'm working on this game, it's called The Store Is Closed, blah 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 blah. You guys know formal introductions, I'm not about to explain them to you. Now, Ziggy actually knew I was in the hospital, and I felt bad I couldn't make a video because the dude gave me 4 free Steam codes for his game to play with my friends, and I felt like it was my common courtesy to give something back to him, so I'm making this review. Shout out to Ziggy, great guy. But enough yapping, let's actually get into this whole entire review. Now, when you spawn into the game, you are surrounded by furniture. There's genuinely just furniture for days. It's pretty much just SCP-3008. It's just the infinite IKEA that everybody loves, and honestly, when I spawn in it, I just genuinely go full-on Steve in Minecraft and start punching furniture. Yeah, that's actually a thing. So you can't pick up furniture, but you can break it to turn it into materials. There's fabric, metal, and wood. By the way, Ziggy, if you are watching this video, please do add moving furniture. It would be really cool to actually play around with all the furniture and make stuff with it. Now, I'm not only saying that from a builder's perspective. If you guys look at the SCP-3008 lore, it would fit in really well. But it's the whole entire survival spiel. You start out, you try to survive, you've got to get materials, you can find food, which I don't really think is that useful, because I don't know if this is just an issue for me, but that little health bar or the heart bar, when it went down, I didn't die, I was still living. And I don't know if this is because, I'm a master at gaming, I'm kind of a god, if you know what I'm saying. But maybe I am immortal in the game. Now, as I gathered materials, I could make a hammer, a sledgehammer, just some basic tools, or I could start building. And honestly, I chose making a giant sledgehammer. It takes like 10 minutes to get all the materials because you're just punching and punching and punching. But when you build that sledgehammer, oh my god, it feels like such a good feeling. Because you're out here with this giant sledgehammer in the IKEA, it's a one-shot for everything. You can literally destroy the walls, destroy the furniture, and absolutely bash in the heads of the employees. Also, when I said that you can break walls, you can pretty much break all the walls in the game. It's almost as if everything in this game is destructible, and I really like that feature. The IKEA is huge, trust me, this isn't like any SCP-3008 game you played. You really won't find that many borders, because you kinda can't get to them. If we were to look at the Roblox SCP-3008 game, the map, it just dwindles in comparison to this one. This map is genuinely so big. And once again, the fact that you can break everything is just really fun. It's clunky, but it's gonna need some fixing, some fine-tuning can really make it an amazing feature. Now, I want to get into building, but before that, I want to talk about the enemy, the employees, or the SCP-3008-2s in this case. Now, since this game is in alpha, the AI on the employees is genuinely not the best. Like, they'll attack you in the daylight, they'll attack you if you, come a little too close, hell, they'll even attack you if you look at them weirdly. Now, the employee models look amazing, they are genuinely freaky. There's a male employee, which is a regular 3008-2, and then there's this female employee that just has this messed up face with forks or sporks as the fingers. Now, I talked to Ziggy about the employees, and he actually said that they're actually merged with a sofa in a way because they've got these zippers on their faces. And honestly, that's some pretty cool lore. I definitely like when developers add their own twist to games. It's just something really nice to see. Because SCP-3008, it's just something so plain. It's just an infinite IKEA, but it's really the maker of the game that changes it and makes it what it is. Now, if we move on to building, I just gotta say that since it's in alpha, building isn't the craziest. There's no snap to grid feature or anything, which would actually really be nice. You can pretty much build anywhere, and honestly, you can build some really cool stuff. There's wooden and metal walls, and it makes a really cool Rust, like Survivor feeling for bases. I was breaking a bunch of chairs, so I had like wood for days, and honestly, I was trying to make a little base, but it's definitely something you want to do with friends. Building in this game isn't the craziest, and some people genuinely don't like building in general, but I feel like this is a fun sandbox. If the building gets tinkered on, it can genuinely just be pretty fire. Now, in the trailer for the game, there was like this thing called the manager, which was like a huge employee. It like bashed through walls, and it just genuinely looked awesome. Sadly, throughout my time playing, I actually didn't run into him, but I did run into a couple different places around the map. Now, what I mean by that is that there's a lot of different sections. It's not all just furniture. There's also a warehouse, which is really neat. And the fact that you can play with your friends is really fun. The co-op was interesting. You really can't kill each other. My friend Doom was punching me for like an hour. And yeah, I didn't die, but once again, it's really nice for somebody to kind of have your back in the game and help survive with you. The game becomes a lot more of a fun experience. It's pretty fun solo. There's a little bit of a fear factor. I feel like horror should be implemented more into the game. The music in the game is okay. I feel like the soundtrack should be catchier, but honestly, it's an alpha, so there's still so many changes that are going to be added. Now, I just want to say that I have a lot of faith in Ziggy's development. I'm genuinely making this video because I really wanted to do something nice in return for him. I wasn't asked to make a video on this. Ziggy legit just said, hey man, if you can give me any feedback on the game, you don't need to make a video. I genuinely just take anything, and honestly, this is my feedback. But you know, I've met my fair share of SCP game developers, and a lot of them genuinely just weren't as professional as Ziggy. The guy is down to earth, he knows what he's doing, he's working on his game, I'm giving him time, and I feel like in a while, when this game drops, it's gonna be really good. Now, if any of you are wondering how you can play this game, Ziggy actually charges people $5 on his Patreon for a Steam key. But that's just for the alpha Steam key. That's not going to be available to play after the game is fully out. So you can pay $15 for the full game and for alpha, which I think is pretty reasonable. With all the updates that are going to be added to the game, it's definitely going to be worth $15. Now, to end off this review, this game isn't perfect, nothing is, but it's still in development, so I can't go full on crazy critical on it. But if you're really looking for like a fun and cheap sandbox game to play with your friends, pick this up. It's only like $5. It's going to help out the developer and you can watch the game grow. That's the best thing about it. Also, I feel like SCPs in general and 3008, they're just perfect for gaming. They're pretty much the perfect sandbox and horror games. There's such a large community behind all of this, and I really do want to see a growing community for this game. I'm definitely going to make content on it in the future. Now, to end all of this off, it's been Raid, surviving in the infinite IKEA, and I will see you all in the next one.